Salvation in the Greek means healing, wholeness. In other words, salvation is more than just a right to the tree of life. Salvation is more than just wearing an asbestos jacket against the flames of eternal condemnation. Salvation is more than just a safe passage across that river Jordan and seeing his face and shouting, holy, holy, holy. Salvation is us being healed and totally restored. Salvation for us is getting back to that place in Eden, right before the fall. Salvation is a quality of life that God longs for us to have and have it more abundantly. And if it wasn't for the blood, we could not make it back to Eden. High five that neighbor and tell him, thank God for the blood. Tell him, thank God for the blood. Well, I'm going to my seat, but I'm reminded of a story. There was a teacher who told a class to bring a box with them the next day and put something in the box that represents life. So the next morning, the teacher called little Sally up front to share with the class about what she had in a box that represented life. Sally had a flower in a box, and she shared why life to her was like a flower. Sally told the class her daddy was a doctor and her mother was a lawyer, and how they would buy her anything she'd ask for. And that's why she said life was like a flower, because to her, life was always blooming. Then she called Willie. Little Willie came up to share what he had in his box. And when Willie opened the box, he had a rock in it. The teacher asked Willie, oh, Willie, why is life like a rock to you? He said, my mom works 2 jobs, trying to support 6 kids by herself. And some days, we don't even know if the water is going to be on when we get out of school. So that's why I don't play at recess, because I don't want the other kids to smell me. Some nights we only have crackers and mayo to eat for dinner. So that's why life is like a rock to me. Life is hard. Well, the teacher called Johnny. Little Johnny, come on up and share with the class what you got in your box. And when Johnny opened his box, there was nothing inside. And the teacher was just scratching her head, trying to figure out why Johnny had this empty box. She said, Johnny, I thought I asked you to put something in your box that represents life. He said, yes, ma'am. He said, yes, ma'am. You did, but when I found the box and I looked inside of it, I thought about what Jesus did for me way back on Calvary. How he died for your sins and mine. How he died for your sins and mine. He placed him in Joseph's new tomb. And how early that Sunday morning, he got up out of the grave with all power in his hands. So that's why my box was empty, because the tomb was empty. And that gives me life, because when I think about the blood that Jesus shed for me way back on Calvary, you know, the blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose its power. And I heard little Sally ask why. Then I heard Johnny say it reaches the highest mountain and it flows to the lowest valley. Then I heard Willie say, where does it come from? And he said, oh Willie, there is a fountain filled with blood that draws from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunge beneath the flood and lose all their guilty stains. Thank God for the blood. I heard the hymnologist say, what? Y'all know the song. What can wash away my sins? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can make me whole again? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Oh, precious is that flow that makes me white as snow. No other. Thought I know nothing but the blood of Jesus. I don't know about you, but it was the blood that saved me. It was the blood that raised me. It was the blood that made me whole. It was the blood. It was the blood. It was the blood that kept my mind. It was the blood that kept my flesh. It was the blood that raised me from the dead. It was the blood that went down into the trash pile, went down to the depths and picked me up, turned me around and placed my feet on a solid ground. I'm here to tell you, put your trust in the blood. Put your trust in the blood. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and his righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest fame, but holy, holy, hallelujah on Jesus' name. Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Shout it out! Shout it out!